Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, is going to be my February TBR. Now, brief recap on how I did in January. I'm filming this on the 25th, so there's still about a week, a little less than a week of the month. And as of right now, I've finished 2, I've started my 3rd, and then I'm going to be starting a 4th from like my TBR from January within the next few days. So I'm gonna count that as 4 books out of the 6, which I forgot to mention this in my January like TBR, but the rule is if I read half or more of the books, then the month counts as complete, and a book has to be 75% complete to count as complete when I'm filming, because typically I film anywhere from a few days to a week before the end of the month. So meaning, like right now I'm currently reading Crave and I'm about halfway through, but I know I'll have it finished by the end of the month because I'm doing a live, I'm going to be part of a live show on Saturday for it. So like, you get what I'm saying? Also, my game, my rules. So yeah, so that means we're only doing 6 rolls for February. And so, yeah, I am only taking part in one readathon, which is Valentitties, which is a smutty readathon that I am co-hosting. I'll leave the announcement video in the iCard. I think it's this side. This side. I always forget which side it is. And in the description, that is going to be from the 10th through the 12th, and it's just straight up reading smut. So I'm not really setting a TBR, although a couple of the books on my TBR will fit that. So I probably will just read that because I filmed these rolls yesterday, and yesterday, the day before, time is but a concept, and so I figured them out. And so let's just jump in straight with roll number 1. So here's the board. We last left off on audiobook for January, so we're just gonna go from there. As I've already stated, we're doing 6 rolls. So let's just start off with roll number 1, which is 3. So 1, 2, 3. A physical book, that's pretty broad. So for roll number 1, I got physical. So just read something physically. And for this, I will be reading Empire Storms by Sarah J. Maas, which is quite a chunker. This is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series, which is a upper YA fantasy. The first book is Throne of Glass, where we are following the assassin Selena Sardathian as she has been imprisoned for the last year, and now she has this opportunity to gain her freedom by taking a part in this like assassin competition to basically become the king's assassin. And she takes part in this competition, and this book is way different from that, but I will be reading both Empire Storms and Tower of Dawn, which in between them is, I think, about, how many pages is each of them? I think it's about 1,300 pages for both of them, but I'm going to be tandem reading them, meaning like chapter back and forth, because they take place at the same time, just with different characters in the same world. So yeah, that's the first daunting thing. This is probably going to take me like 2 weeks to do, but I'm really excited, and I'm really glad that I could get these, like at least this on my TBR. Roll number 2 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. TBR jar. So I have a TBR jar that you will see in a moment, and I will just pick something from that to read. So for prompt number 2 is TBR jar. Now I am going to do this right now. I normally do a TBR pick at the end of, well, normally, I mean, I did it for January and I didn't read the book, but if I don't read the book, it's fine. Unless it's for a prompt, then it counts towards the prompt. So we're just gonna shake this up, and this is just a list of, this is just like every single Kindle book that I own that I haven't read. Besides, obviously, like if I have a series, I just put the first book on here, like in the jar. so I don't end up getting like a third book in a series and then be like, well, I haven't read the first two. So we're just gonna pick one, and that's what I have to read. So, okay, there's one that's stuck on my finger, so we're gonna pick that one. Or at least, I can't tell if it's one or two. If it's two, I'll just repick. But I think it's one, and it is... Ooh. Marked by Ruby Vincent. I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna have to Goodreads it. Okay, so I have my laptop here, and it looks like it is a high school bully romance with mystery. So I'm just gonna read the description because I honestly, I don't remember owning this, but it's one that I bought in probably a free sale. So, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Evergreen Academy was meant to be my fresh start. My hair was on point, my skin was flawless, and now I wore the hell out of my clothes instead of hiding them. Ever since running into Ryder hadn't thrown me. So what that green-eyed devil who tormented me for years now ruled my new school with a band of boys everyone called the Knights. The four of them were devastatingly rich, enviously handsome, and heartbreakingly cruel. But the Evergreen Knights didn't scare me. I had my own plans and no reason to enter their world, until one fateful night and a masquerade ball changed everything. I saw something I shouldn't have, and now I've been marked. They'll do everything they can to break me, but they don't know the monsters I faced. They don't know that I've been broken before. If they want to take on Valentina Moon, bring it on. And then it says, marked as a high school bully romance with a sweet tinge of mystery. So yeah, and it looks like it's short. It's like under 300 pages, which is perfect. It is the first book of a series, and I don't really want to be starting too many series, but it'll get a book off my Kindle read. And also, by the looks of it, the rest of the books are on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll be able to have access to them for reading. So yeah, I guess, where did I put the slip? So yeah, I'm actually pleasantly okay. It's not a freaking high fantasy like it was last month that I'm in a slump for fantasy. I say that as I have fantasy on my TBR already. Let's just hope that fantasy slump goes away. Roll number 3 gives us a 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. POC Rep, so just anything that has any kind of POC Rep. For POC Rep, I will be reading Set by Alexandria House. My friend Reese has been yelling at me to read this book, and he recently read something by this author, and it keeps on yelling at me. But this, all I know is it is a erotic novella. It has, I believe, 2 main black characters, and I'll just read the Goodreads description. A chance encounter and one night of passion leads to mutually beneficial agreement for 2 souls from dying worlds. When love creeps into the equation, neither is sure how to feel or what to do. The only thing either is certain is their need for each other. And it's a, like, contemporary romance. It's smutty. So yeah, this I'll definitely be reading for Valentine's as it fits multiple prompts and it's short. Roll number 4 is 8, and we'll just turn the board because it will be on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Community shelf. So these are just like extra prompts that didn't fit on the board. And so we'll just pick the one off the top, which is Goodreads Randomize TBR. So I will put the amount of books that are on my Goodreads into a random number generator, which you will see in a moment, and then we will pick a book based on that number. Next we got Community Shelf, which was Goodreads Randomize my TBR. So I will put the footage of me randomizing it, which we got 500 and 68 if I remember correctly. I should have wrote that down. Whatever it says on screen, and then I will put the footage of me figuring out what that is. So here we go. As you saw, there was 592 on my TBR. I don't know why this says 592 and this says 594, but we're gonna go with this. And as you saw, we got 568, so let's find out what that is. It'll be something from kind of recently, which kind of scares me. So 568 is Haunting Adeline, which is perfect because I think I'm doing a buddy read of this month. And we got Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. This, all I know is it is a dark romance, and I believe it's Zaid and Adeline, and Zaid, it ends up being Adeline's stalker. And that's kind of all I know. This is one that I already was planning on reading in February, so it's perfect, because I might be doing a buddy read with my friends Karina and Nikki. I need to double check we're still doing that because we're all kind of mood readers at the moment. So I'll need to double check. If not, I'll be reading it on my own because I've been meaning to read this for months now. I will probably have to go and read the novella that takes place before, which is Satan's Affair, but that's like 100 pages or less, so it's fine. But Haunting Adeline is my next book. Roll number 5, which is a 9, and again we'll just turn the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Continue a series, so any book that is not the first book in a series or a standalone. So it could be book 2, 3, 4, whatever in a series. Next is continue a series. I will be reading Crush by Tracy Wolff, which is book 2 in the Crave series. I have Crave right here. Well, the Dust Jacket, I'm currently reading Crave, so it's across the room and I'm too lazy to go grab it when I have the Dust Jacket right here. But Crave is a young adult fantasy series, well, paranormal more like. And this basically we are following Grace Foster, who after her parents die in a car accident, she ends up having to move to rural Alaska to attend a boarding school that is ran by her uncle. And little does Grace know that this school is a school for paranormal creatures, well, paranormal teens, and she goes there, learns this out, learns more about the world. I am a co-host for the Crave-a-thon, which I will leave the announcement video down below, but February's book is Crush, which I've popped up a photo right here. I will be getting a physical copy of this. I do also own the audiobook, so I'll be reading it that way, like ebook, like physical book and audiobook. But I'm really excited to be rereading this. I'm currently reading Crave and I'm loving it, so I'm really excited to rereading book 2, especially because I've read book 5, which takes place between book 1 and 2, and it's really going to change my thoughts on book 2, I think. And so yeah. And will this be our 6th and final roll? Yes, it will be, shockingly, which it will be a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it is owned, so I must own it, which either means like either own the Kindle edition, own the audiobook, or own the physical book on my shelves. And on to roll number 6, which is owned. So whether I own the ebook, the audiobook, or the physical book, as long as I own it, as in have a copy. For this, I'll be reading The Deal by L. Kennedy, as I own a like ebook of it. Like I got the ebook when I was on like a free deal or something. A free deal, The Deal. I found that funny. But this, all I know, is a hockey romance, and it's Hannah and Garrett. I think those are the names. I have been recently on I want to read hockey romance. I will actually be reading Icebreaker by Hannah Grace as my next book, which is has a hockey player in it. I don't know why. My brain is just hockey romance. I've been on the hockey side of TikTok. I've seen like things about the off-campus series for literally probably about 2 weeks now on my TikTok, so I'm like, I have to read The Deal right now. Like, so February, I'll be reading it. Also, me and my friend Mac are doing kind of like, we're doing sports romance February because we want to read sports romances. So each week we're going to try to read a different sport and read a book for each sport. And so we agreed that The Deal will be our hockey pick. So that's going to be fun. And then I'm trying to do Buzzwordathon. I didn't do January's pick, but I will be like January's prompt, but I'll be doing February's, which is verbs in the title. And for that, I'm going to be reading The Deal by Al Kennedy, as deal, when you search it up on Google, is a verb. Well, it's technically, I just Googled it. It is a verb and a noun. In the context of the title, it is a noun, but the word is also a verb, not in the context of the book title. But I'm counting it because I didn't really want to add anything to my TBR. And if you literally search, is deal a verb? It is a verb and a noun. Anybody can argue with me, but it is in some context a verb. Don't go all English major on me, I don't care. So that's what I'm reading for that. And so yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here because there are quite a few other books that I will be reading in the month, but I feel like if I say them in this video, I will feel like bad about myself for not finishing them if I don't get to them. So I'll just leave this here. I definitely have a good amount of books. I have, well, 7 if you count Tower of Dawn, which isn't actually on my TBR, but it is because Empire Storms. You heard my spiel earlier. So 7 books, which honestly is pretty good because I normally set outrageous TBRs for myself and then feel so bad when I fail. I will definitely read more than these 7 books. Hopefully I'll get to them all. If not, that is also okay. We're not gonna like put pressure on myself to read books if I don't feel up to reading them. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what is one book that you will be reading in February, or if you read any of these and what your thoughts were about them. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've already said that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!